I want to tell you the truth about a really common diagnosis: erectile dysfunction. Using the real words for this is too spicy with this platform, so bear with me, please. I don't want to hear about it in comments. Erectile dysfunction is exclusive for people who have weenuses. It ultimately means that a person's weenus does not get up or stay up for a long period of time, or not as long as the person would like it to feel satisfied. It's estimated that around 30 million cisgender men have ED. I'm going to be calling erectile dysfunction ED from now on. Would you be surprised to learn that many, not all, ED diagnoses are actually self-diagnosed and more about erectile disappointment than dysfunction? Stay with me here. When that hard thing doesn't happen when we want or expect it to, especially if it doesn't happen when a partner wants or expects it to, people who have weenuses actually can experience an incredibly high amount of stress and shame, and that's really not fair. Western culture, especially US culture, especially anything related to ideals about like what it means to be a man or masculine, puts just so much pressure on weenuses to perform as though they're like actors on call just waiting for their cue to say their lines. That's just not how bodies work, and it's actually pretty ableist to expect our or someone else's body to perform like that. Sometimes the pressure that our partners put on us and our bodies to perform is the very thing that makes the thing we don't want to have happen. It's super harmful to equate someone's worth or value or attractiveness or desirability or value as a partner or entire identity with what one organ does or doesn't do on cue. That would be like tying someone's identity to the size of their ear, or whether they can spread their toes out, or how much weight their left arm can hold. Well, I guess actually we kind of do for that last one. We have a lot of work to do, y'all. We have a lot of unrealistic expectations for how sex is supposed to look or happen, partly because we don't have any accurate sex ed that's easily accessible. And most of the representation of it that we do have access to is super fictional, usually in prawn or popular media. That's kind of like expecting driving a car to be like how it is in the Fast and Furious movies, or like learning martial arts and expecting it to be like how it looks in a Bruce Lee movie. Also, have you noticed how many ways in the English language we can insult someone, comparing them to a soft, aka not weenus? That is super fucked up. People of all genders can't uphold these unfair expectations, and it's everyone's responsibility to do our part and shift these expectations to something that's just way more fair. Ideally, we can meet our partner's bodies and our own bodies where they're at, even if it's not where we would like them to be. Instead, we need to take the pressure off of weenuses as though they are the primary pleasure tool. They're not. And if and when needed, have and enjoy the many, many, many other kinds of sex that do not rely on an up weenus. Many people are surprised to learn that people who have weenuses can absolutely experience an O with or without an erection. And there are many, many toys made to actually even help that happen.